Hey guys, the Firebird is here. It's just me. My brother couldn't be here today because, I don't know, he got eaten by a shark. There, prove me wrong. Anyways, these are the jokes. So, I'm finally doing the continuation to my previous video, the Transformers 7 Cast Robots 2021. For some reason that video has 114,000 views, even though all I did was flash images on the screen and put as little effort as I could. This kinda just supports my theory that these genre of videos does get you tons of views no matter what. Heck, it looks like that video I made discussing the genre and how these videos get tons of views wasn't too far-fetched. So, yay, I was proven right again. But anyways, in the Transformers Cast Robots video, I basically listed all the Autobots and Decepticons I think we're gonna see in the next mainline Transformers movie. I'm talking about a Transformers movie as in plural, not a spin-off or whatever. But do keep in mind that the next Transformers movie is gonna be part of the reboot that was started by the Bumblebee movie. In the video I list the characters that I think have the highest likely possibility to appear in the next movie. And in that video I kinda just flashed the images on the screen and didn't explain anything. This video is the explanation part, so if you haven't watched that video already, then go check it out and then come back. All done? Okay, now I'm gonna explain my choices, but only for the Autobots. I'm gonna do a separate video for the Decepticons because if I do both factions in this video, we will be here all day. So our first two candidates are Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. Now, these two are guaranteed to appear. In every Transformers movie thus far, we have seen these two characters, so I'm like 100% positive that we're gonna see these two characters. As for their appearances, I'm pretty sure that Optimus Prime is gonna keep a look reminiscent to his G1 counterpart or the one that we saw in the B movie, because we do know that Hasbro's trying to make the Transformers franchise go back to looking a bit more G1-ish. Not entirely, but you can see that they're taking more G1 influence than ever before. As for Bumblebee, I think he's gonna look a little bit more like his Cyberverse counterpart, because it appears that Hasbro's trying to push for this muscle car Bumblebee instead of the, Beetle Volkswagen. The next mainline Transformers movie is gonna be a continuation to the Bumblebee movie, because every movie that we get after the B movie is basically gonna be part of the reboot, so I'm guessing that Bumblebee might keep his Camaro vehicle mode from the end of Bumblebee, or he might scan a new more modern muscle car or something like that. But I'm 100% certain that we're not gonna see, Volkswagen Beetle Bumblebee again, at least not for a long time. Next up we got Windblade, and oh boy, what can I say about this character? She has been pushed hard by Hasbro. And a lot of people were mentioning that I didn't include RC in my previous video, and the reason why I did that is because I think Windblade is gonna replace RC as the lead female Autobot in the movies. Now, I made an entire video talking about this subject because there was so much to talk about that I couldn't cram it into this video. So I'm gonna put a link in the description down below, or I'm gonna put an annotation right now on the screen so you can click it and it's gonna link you to that video. But I'm gonna give you a small summary. Ever since Transformers Prime, RC has kind of been shafted into the back, and ever since Transformers Prime, Windblade has appeared in commercials, she has her own toys, technically her own shows because she's the main star in Cyberverse and has appeared as a secondary character in other shows like Robots in Disguise. Also, because of her samurai and Asian origins, I also theorized that if Hasbro were to choose between Windblade and RC to market more to females and to reach a wider demographic, it makes the most sense for them to go with Windblade, because she can appease the Asian market, and we do know that Hasbro's trying to reach for that market nowadays. Just look at the way they promoted the B movie in Japan and their desire to reach the Chinese market with Age of Extinction and The Last Night. Even for Bumblebee they also marketed China in a bit of a special way. So with RC you can just reach a wider demographic. I go more in depth in the separate video I made, so again, I'm gonna put a link in the description down below and an annotation right now, so if you want to you can check it out, because I go way more in depth in that video. But for now, that was basically a small summary as to why I think Hasbro's gonna replace RC with Windblade, at least as the lead female Autobot in the movies. I'm about 80% sure that Brawn is gonna appear in the next Transformers movie. Not only because he's a G1 character and all, and Hasbro showing favoritism to that era in particularly, but Brawn has also made an appearance in the Bumblebee movie comics, like the sequel comics. In the Bumblebee comic, The Battle for the Half Dome, Brawn makes an appearance, and that tells us that Brawn was part of the meteors that arrived to Earth at the end of Bumblebee. So Brawn is pretty much confirmed until they kill him off in the comics or he doesn't show up in the movies. But I feel like Brawn is one of those characters they're probably gonna use just because I don't know, he's pretty small, and smaller Transformers usually get more attention because they're easier to render and stuff. And also there's plenty of cool stuff you can do with him. I mean, in the comics, he fought against Soundwave, and he even managed to punch Rumble into a mountain. Like, this guy is strong. Like, Hasbro will have a lot of fun with this and marketing this character. For his vehicle mode, he will transform into something like this because this is what he transforms into comics right now. But yeah, I think Brawn is pretty much almost confirmed at this point. I'm going to place Ratchet and Ironkide here because, well, not only are they G1 characters and they're like two of the most popular Bayverse characters amongst fans, but Hasbro has also shown a bit of an interest to bring them back. They have made a couple of appearances in the Cyberverse cartoon and even in the B-movie toy line. Like, they have their G1 colors, but they still have some of the Bay aesthetic, which is something that Hasbro also did for the design of Bumblebee and Optimus Prime in the movie. They are both looking very G1-ish, but they still have some of that movie aesthetic. I think these two characters coming back, it's incredibly likely. With the whole, push by Hasbro to go back to the days of G1, bringing Ironkide and Ratchet back, two characters that were really prevalent for the Autobot team in the Generation 1 cartoon, will make the most amount of sense. And also, Ironkide and Ratchet were two of the characters that in the Bayverse sold the most toys. So this one just makes a lot of sense for me. And as for their vehicle modes, I think they're gonna transform into something reminiscent to their Michael Bay counterparts. It's probably not gonna be exactly the same as the Bayverse, but something close enough. Wheeljack is one of those characters that I'm not entirely sure about. Sure, they can bring him back, but at the same time, I don't entirely see that being the case. The reasons why bringing Wheeljack will be a good thing for Hasbro is that with him you can introduce the Dinobots, because in Generation 1, Wheeljack was the one who created the Dinobots. So if you wanna bring the Dinobots into Earth early, then you can just have Wheeljack being there and have him build the dinosaurs from scratch. It just makes the most sense. Also, because of the movie and the comics, it is heavily implied that the meteors that we see landing at the end of the film are actually the Autobots that we saw on Cybertron at the beginning of the film. So Wheeljack being amongst those Autobots makes a whole lot of sense for me. As for his vehicle mode, I think they're just gonna go with a regular muscle car. I don't see his vehicle mode being something too special or too different from the other Autobots. Remember, the more unique looking cars cost a lot of money, so a generic car for Wheeljack would just suffice. It saves time and money. Okay, now this one I really have my doubts about. This is the only character in the list that I will say I'm like 50-50 on. The rest I will say they have a really strong chance and are sort of pretty much confirmed at this point. But Jazz, I don't know if they're gonna bring all the Bayverse characters back from the dead for this one. While Jazz is a pretty popular G1 character and somewhat of a popular movie character, at the same time, I don't think Hasbro is gonna bring all of the Michael Bay characters back to advertise them once again. I think with Windblade, they're doing with Windblade right now, replacing RC with Windblade. I think Hasbro is gonna wanna market different characters, other characters that can appeal to a wider demographic or allows them to be able to produce more toys. The only way I see Jazz coming back is if only Ratchet and Ironkide come back, because we're gonna have Optimus Prime and Bumblebee for the next movie. If they confirm Ironkide and Ratchet, you might as well add Jazz for that 2007 movie nostalgia, because that's on the rise right now. So I would say that Jazz is a special case. He only comes back if we see Ironkide and Ratchet come back. If those two don't come back, then I don't see Jazz coming back at all. But if he does end up coming back, I think we're gonna see his vehicle mode be reminiscent to that of the 2007 movie. It's not gonna be the exact same thing, but something similar. Now, last but not least, we have Sideswipe. Now, I know what a lot of you guys are saying, yes, Sideswipe! Now, I want to mention that I did not choose Sideswipe just because the Revenge of the Fallen Sideswipe is so popular or whatever. I chose Sideswipe because he's a G1 character. He's part of the original Autobot crew, so since Hasbro's trying to cash in on the G1 nostalgia and, you know, pushing for this G1 designs and G1 feel and G1 sort of story, then bringing back Sideswipe will definitely work. It will please older fans, and Sideswipe is just a beloved character by a lot of the younger generations that got introduced to the character via the Revenge of the Fallen Sideswipe. Like, with Sideswipe, you can't lose. It's a win-win no matter which way you go. But of course, since they're going more for a G1, you know, kind of look, then we might not see Sideswipe return with his iconic blades. Or he might, I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see. As for his vehicle mode, I believe that much like Ironkide and Ratchet, he's probably gonna have a vehicle mode that's reminiscent to his Michael Bay vehicle mode, but with a G1 color scheme. I think for the reboot, they're definitely gonna keep the original color scheme, if anything else. So yeah guys, that's my definitive Autobot cast and why I think that these characters are the most likely characters that we're gonna see for the next mainline Transformers movie. Now, it will be fun looking back in like 3 years from now when the movie's actually released and be like, wow, I actually saw all of this coming, or wow, I was so wrong about this. But because of all the clues that Hasbro has been providing us, you know, with the shows, the way they've been acting, the way they've been marketing their characters, I think that at least 80% of the characters in this list are meant to become true for the next movie. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty confident for the Autobots. For the Decepticons, I'm a little less confident, but I'm still gonna make a video explaining my choices. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on my choices. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? And if so, tell me why. And yeah, I recently opened up a Patreon, so if you wanna donate, you can. Links gonna be in the description down below. If you donate, you can get a shout out. And speaking of shout out goes to my Patreon, Optimus Prime. He has gained access to the Scout tier, and therefore he's entitled to a shout out from me at the end of all my videos. So go check out his channel, he needs the help, every sub counts. And if you guys want a shout out from me, you can donate to my Patreon, links in the description down below. And if you donate, you can request your own videos, do a collab in a video with me, get shouts at the end of all my videos, get roles on my Discord server, you get a bunch of stuff. So yeah, it's a good deal. Keep in mind that I'm not forcing you to do it. So that's it for this video guys. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe guys.